His chicken tenders. Yeah. He isn't slender, yeah, bitch just doesn't know his gender. Throwing Hero's team into a blender. His job is a micro bender. You can hear his boom like thunder. Yeah. Yoshi the fights, there's no delay. He hates bullets, always portrays. When you see his clips, you always replay. Hero's team is always astray. Always answer truthfully in a survey. It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's not just.
What's up, everybody? It is your Jay, and today we're back with another video now. Of course, I guess it's a tradition now. I got my favorite Superchargers Skylanders over there, which you can barely see. Whatever, I'll tell you them. Some of my favorite that I have. We got Smash Hit, and then we got Cyclops, High Vault, and Dark Spitfire. Now, I'm not, talking about the Under Spitfire because Dark Spitfire has my favorite color, I guess, combination, black and red, so it fits with me. Anyways, I'm gonna just stop chatting. Actually, no, I do want to say something, so bear with me. Skylanders Superchargers is a game that has lots of mixed opinions. Like, there's people like Crash the Skylands that really like the game, and then there's people like Skylander Gamer TV which really don't like the game. But for me, I'm on Skylander Gamer TV side. It's not my favorite Skylanders game, probably my least favorite. Is it a bad game? I'm not gonna get into that, but I don't want to piss anybody off more than I probably have. But hey, it's my opinion at the end of the day. Maybe Skylanders Jack can give me like a different perspective on Skylanders Superchargers because I've not watched this video in some time. I think I remember him really liking it, which got people surprised, I think. So hey, I want to see what his points are. And let's get into this.
So, we're finally back taking a look at Skylanders.
Yep.
And seriously, it means so much to me that everyone is so stoked to be back with this series.
Of course.
Thank you all so much for the awesome response to the previous episode. But following Trap Team, I had a lot of people warning me of the Skylanders games yet to come. You thought Trap Team was
people
bad?
really don't like them.
Just wait until you play Superchargers. There were a lot of comments that shared this
Supercharger was
and of course
yeah, that guy gave a whole essay on mine. What the fuck?
But with the vast majority putting this game on blast, I didn't hesitate to get started.
Yeah.
So, now that I've played it for myself, allow me to tell you why Skylanders Superchargers gets 7 out of 10.
Okay, man. Okay, buddy. You're saying Skylanders Superchargers is on par with Skylanders Giants.
Strap in and strap on.
I can't say anything because he's got to speak. He's got to speak. Hey, You know what? I'm gonna take my bracelets off. It's gonna get annoying, so I'm gonna take them off. Alright. Like the logos as always. And the animation, dude, that's cool. Something I do gotta give props for Superchargers is the music.
Is imprisoning Master Rayon and taking
amazing.
control over all of the portals to Skylands, meaning that nobody can foil his plans to destroy and consume everything with this floating Sky Eater,
Ooh.
which is generating power and life to the darkness. The darkness is an actual being, by the way.
He's returned.
Yep, Jack's #1 piss-off for laziest villain idea. The darkness. Ooh, scary. Not to
so
fret,
scary.
though, because the Superchargers are here to save the day. A team of new and familiar faces, each with their signature vehicle. Look at these things.
And they have
We're
unique
just
movesets too.
buying toy cars at this point, and I love it. Oh my god. Is that a pink Easter pattern submarine? Give it to me! I need it! Thanks to Hugo's help, they're able to reach
I do have me some
Skyland
Easter
with the
themed
first
stuff,
mission being to break everyone out of prison and escape back to the academy.
That's
This
why I have
introductory level,
excellent throw
Jesus
speed.
Christ. I actually turned the game off immediately because nothing gelled at all and it was a total mess. I didn't really know what to expect from a Skylanders vehicle-oriented game going in, and there is
Vehicle
so
sections
much
are my
dumped
favorite
on you in
here.
this escape mission that I straight up hated it.
And when you know I don't like vehicle sections, you know I'm not gonna like half the game.
We're going from very brief normal Skylanders gameplay into a vehicle driving around this open space, back to walking, only to jump into a boat and swirl around this lake, and now I'm flying around shooting at shit. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
I genuinely stopped playing the game after this because I just couldn't deal with it. Thankfully, the second level was the total opposite of all that chaos.
It's really beautiful though.
Jumping in, everything is stunning visually.
Yeah,
and the entire game structure made a lot
reminds me
more
of that
sense.
one.
So
I think it's
let's
called
run through it.
Tranquility Falls
The
and
way the game works is
Crash
you've got your
Bandicoot 4.
Skylander of choice, along with either a land, water, or flying vehicle. The land vehicles are standard. You get one with the game when
It's
you
a
buy
car.
it, and it's
Ooh.
required to beat the game. When you reach a certain spot within a level, you'll be prompted to jump into the vehicle to progress through either an open space with basic driving combat and puzzles, or along a track that leads you to the next part of the map. These actually make for some great set pieces, like we see here.
Yeah,
in the second
I mean,
level,
that's
where we
true,
get to
but
do
I
some
mean,
big jumps and
the whole
race along the back
gameplay
of,
of
a giant dragon.
the cars
That
aren't
is
mine.
awesome.
Cup of
Shadow
tea.
of the Colossus, anyone? The free range control threw me off at first, but you easily fall into it, and once you do, it feels good to play. As for the sea and flying segments, these act as additional side objectives that require you to purchase the appropriate vehicles to access them. It sounds shitty, but when you have access to these, it completely transforms this game. They open up these different environments
I really
so much
like
more
the
beyond the stale
graphics
linear
here
path
in the vehicle
and
section there.
introduce so much
That
variety
looks really nice,
that
I'm not gonna
helps
lie.
keep things fresh. Sometimes you're just floating around, moving objects. Other times you're attacking bosses. Or
Oh
even
yeah,
doing
there's some cool
underwater
gimmicks in Superchargers.
exploration,
Don't get me
so
wrong.
you don't really know what to expect. Flying is often an open airspace with some targets to shoot, but these are combined with more linear course sections as well. So, like your Swap Force mini-games or Elemental Gates, these all act as your side objectives to contrast the
Yeah, I
regular
forgot, there's no
Skylanders
Elemental
gameplay.
Gate.
Elemental Gates are still here, but based on the element of your vehicle,
Yeah,
not
that's
the
true.
character you're playing as. Again, these
I
are just
do not
mini
know. I did-
challenge levels,
I never
but
tried those.
Something new I absolutely love is being able to access all of these from the Skylanders Academy hub area. That's great! With all of these extra areas to navigate, the length of levels has started to grow again, so it helps being able to bypass some of this stuff if you don't feel like it. So that's all well and good, but what if you don't own a sky or water vehicle?
Yeah,
can
that
still
doesn't matter.
progress. Remember, these are
You can still
side
get for the
objectives
game,
after
but you
all.
won't be
But
able to, like-
it's incredibly unnatural to be told,
Yeah.
look at this thing we must destroy.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's just
then
awkward.
getting skipped ahead because you can't access the area.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, you're only letting yourself down coming into this without a vehicle of each different type.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
here is where I feel like we're going to run into a lot of the polarizing discussion and butt heads when it
Yeah.
comes to this game.
Can't wait.
Because why should you have
So
to
much
buy a
controversy
bunch of
with this
extra
game.
stuff just to access the best parts of the experience? I totally agree with you there because I'm not a fan of it myself. But
Oh, there's a butt.
let's try to
Big
look
butt.
at this from a different angle. Let's take a quick run through the history of Skylanders figures up until now. Starting
Rewind.
with the first game, let's discuss the bare minimum amount of figures you need to access all of the good stuff.
Alright.
Out of 32 overall figures, you only need 8 to
Yep,
fully
that's
explore this game.
not bad,
One
not bad.
character of each element. Moving on to Skylanders Giants, assuming you still have all of your figures from the previous game,
You just need one giant?
only need one additional figure
And that's beautiful.
to access
It's even better.
Beautiful. Part of the reason Giants was such a solid game.
It's a yeah,
Now,
it
with
was an
Swap
improvement in
Force,
many ways.
This is where things get tricky. You can play through the story without any additional figures, but you won't be able to access any of the new side areas.
Yeah.
So now we need to get 8 more figures to cover each of the new swap abilities.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which
The same
ultimately
as
makes figures
Surprise
from the
Mentor.
previous games feel a bit worthless. That's pretty lame, but this is where Trap Team really irks me.
No,
Now, not only
Trap
do
Team.
you need 10 new Trap Master figures to access elemental gates, but you
Yep.
also need 10 different elemental trap crystals to access.
So more money to spend, haha, and more
it
money
makes
to get
all of
through
your previous figures worthless.
parents' wallets.
That's absolutely fucked.
Yeah,
I guess
Activision
you can
on their
still technically
money.
beat this game without
Greediness.
any new stuff, but can you even call that living?
That was really cringe. I'm sorry.
Okay, I know this has been a long segment, but now we're up to Superchargers.
Yep.
The absolute bare minimum you need to play this game is 1 Supercharger figure and 1
Okay,
land
yeah.
vehicle. That's
excessive. Yeah, accessibility. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can see it. Okay. Good on you, Superchargers, for that one thing. I'm kidding. No, there's many. There's some things I really like about Superchargers. I mean, the story, of course, the music, the accessibility, of course, like what he's talking about, the graphics, but everything else.
actually not so bad at all. But the bare minimum you need to access everything within the levels is 1 Supercharger figure and 3 different vehicles. That is so much more accessible. It's less money to spend for the amount of content you get in return.
You know what?
And while
Never
the
thought I'd
old
be saying
figures
this. Good on
can't
you,
customize
Superchargers.
vehicles, as long as you've got 1 Supercharger that can, then you're set up to see everything this game has to offer. Hopefully now that I've showcased it in this light, we can start to get on the same page and agree that while the Toys to Life business model has and always will be predatory and scummy, that
Especially Trap Team.
Superchargers remains one of the best
Sorry, I really like Trap Team.
of this business model to
Don't like how
ever exist.
Activision was greedy. Oh.
So, when you put all of this together into a full level, the end result is very dynamic and inventive, where the play style is constantly changing, on top of an already amazing selection of level gimmicks to go along with it.
Like I said,
I
yeah.
already mentioned, the second map includes a large run along the back of a huge dragon up to a temple. The level following this takes place in a
Lightning
city
Rod's
of clouds where you're running through with limited visibility. Others include gimmicked puzzles involving magnetism, changing the size
Which you
of
see again,
objects,
yeah.
and inverted terrain where
that
you're
Lost
walking along
Imaginary
walls or upside down. It really helps to make each location we visit feel unique and highly memorable. And even when the gameplay isn't overly gimmicked, the theme is something like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where you're running
Oh, yeah,
around
yeah, I
avoiding
remember
being
that
stomped
freaking
on
movie.
and attacking the now giant insects.
Solid
Or
movie, though.
it's the complete opposite, where you're turned into a giant running around destroying everything.
Okay, yeah,
Missed
that's fun.
opportunity to utilize the giant
Why am I
figures for a
agreeing with
specific
Superchargers?
challenge in
What
this
the
location. But how can you complain when the game offers something different in each new level while still remaining true to the core gameplay that the series succeeds at? That's probably the most admirable thing about Superchargers, is that through all of the different vehicle segments, the beat-em-up collectathon gameplay does not take a back.
Yes. I mean, when it comes to your normal Skylanders gameplay, Superchargers excels. When it comes to the racing, yeah, no, throw that out the window, man. I'm not a fan of it.
Seat, as the balancing act across the
It's just-
board is
it's
very
not my
well
thing, man.
executed. Speaking
The
of
controls
this
aren't-
giant level, I actually encountered an incredibly frustrating glitch
It's
right
not
before
good, in
the
my
ending,
opinion.
which sucks. I mean, look at this. What the hell am I supposed to do?
Oh my
here?
goodness,
I had
what
a
the
level-breaking glitch while playing through Trap Team.
I
as
never had
well,
glitches
where
in Skylanders
enemies failed
games.
to spawn in, which meant that I got
I think-
stuck,
I don't know.
meaning I had to exit the map and play through the entire thing again. Well,
But yeah, of course,
thankfully,
it's trap team
Superchargers
glitches
has finally
are
remedied
glitches
this
galore,
problem
man.
by splitting each level up into multiple chapters with checkpoints.
Yeah, that's
so
helpful.
Not only was I able to easily restart the final section without any hassle, but this also allows you to effortlessly go back to replay certain areas for missing collectibles, or just to replay segments. My God, how did we survive the previous 4 games without this? It's these quality of life
it's
fixes
efficient.
that go a long way for me. Even opening the various containers you find is a
I
lot
agree.
quicker this time around, which prevents them slowing you down. There were still a couple of levels that weren't so great, however. Battle Brawl Island was nothing more than a really lame combat arena.
Okay, but come on. Bro, freaking, what's his name? Brimstone and Boulders. That music slaps. That slaps. Like, come on. Warren Belf deserves a huge raise.
Ratchet and Clank 2, this is not.
Yeah,
But it was something to break up the formula, I suppose.
It's a solid,
Same
I
case
guess,
with
level.
The vehicle combat arena
Oh, yeah,
later on,
that's
where the side path
cheeks.
through a gauntlet of Skystone's puzzles took longer than the actual level. Can
Yeah.
I just say, though, that these are more convoluted and time-wasty for no apparent reason, and I really got sick of seeing them.
Yeah, not the best
Same for
version
the
of
lock puzzles with the
Skylanders.
floaty physics. But I
At
really
all.
find it hard to complain about these things when you go from such a weak level like this into an absolute whopper like the Spellpunk Library.
Yeah, that's my favorite
Each
level in this
gameplay
game.
segment here takes place
Yeah,
within
it's a banger.
storybook
It's a banger.
running across the various pages while the deep history and lore
Mainly
of
because,
Skylanders
I mean,
is read back to us.
The
It's
racing
so
sections aren't that
fucking
bad at all.
good. So, I find it difficult to grasp the hate for this game. I really do. It seems to me that a lot of it all stems from the actual figures, which I've already discussed. But, admittedly, there are actually some shitty aspects to Superchargers
Thank you.
that I've failed to mention so far. While you don't need a lot of new figures to play through this game, there is still a lot in our collection that gets wasted here. All of the old abilities is a big one, of course, but what about our traps from the previous game?
Yeah,
We
just throw this
spent a
up.
lot of
No,
time
not doing crap here.
capturing all of those Doom Raiders.
I mean,
so
I think they
can
do
we
something with
play
the
as any
racing,
of
but I
them
don't
here?
remember.
The new portal has a trap slot, but no, you can't. The traps don't do dick in this game. All
Fast.
you
They're like
get
Sky
from
Stone
using
thing.
them is a Sky Stone for the trapped character, as well as an elemental boost
What the hell,
in the
Superchargers?
driving segments. What a fucking waste. I should be mad at
Wish you could play
Superchargers
villains in
for
here,
this,
but I mean,
but I'm
I
actually
don't know.
just further disappointed by how lackluster and unimportant Track Team was to this franchise. None of your magic items work either. Some
really?
of these do exist as power-ups within the game, but actually using the physical power-up item only gives you dumb little treasures
Oh
to place
yeah,
around the hub area.
that's with the
This feature is actually pretty
the,
neat, though.
adventure
You can
packs.
place objects around wherever you please. Some give you access to hidden areas or grant
Oh,
you
yeah,
money
yeah,
or
yeah,
other
yeah.
rewards, while others are purely aesthetic. I always enjoy when games let you do this kind of
I mean,
thing.
they kind of
It's
look
such
cool.
a minor detail, but perfect for a game like Skylanders, intended for a younger audience.
That's true.
I just wish that years of collecting these power-ups wasn't
Would worth
pissed
it,
away
yeah.
like this. The Academy itself is massive once again.
It's just the same as
but
the Trap
there is
Team one,
less
though.
wasted space
Like,
this time around.
copy
You
and
can access
paste.
training areas and
I mean, it's
minigames
not the
for
exact
various
same, you got that,
vehicles
but-
and upgrade all
or
of
in
our stuff
Buzz's
as
thing, or-
usual. Vehicle
but
customization
still,
is a
it's the
big
same old
thing
Academy,
I wasn't
bro.
expecting this game to include. We can find new parts all over the levels to pimp these rides out, which I must say is pretty awesome. All of the vehicle
Pimp
designs are great
rides.
too, especially when matched with their character. Using them together supercharges the vehicle for a boost, which is nice, and the cast of characters, new and old, is very solid.
Yeah,
We
well,
have Stealth
frick
Elf,
Bone Brash,
Trigger
Roller
Happy,
Brawl, like,
Jetstream,
ew.
and Terrafin, to name a few. But come on, why can't I use my old figures to get that supercharge boost? That's a dick move if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it
of
doesn't
all
really
the
make
magic
sense.
characters to include, why Pop Fizz? He sucks. Where the hell is Spyro?
Damn! Pop Fizz stands. They're rioting right now. Like, goddamn. I mean, personal opinion, unpopular opinion, Pop Fizz is just a solid Skylander. He ain't he ain't groundbreaking, but he just solid. He just solid.
It's 2015
To me, personal
by
opinion.
now. You know that the Netflix series will be dropping next year, with
True.
Spyro returning as the face of this franchise. Where the hell is he? Meanwhile, over on the Wii U version, you lucky bastards got to play as Donkey Kong and Bowser,
Yeah.
which is pretty rad. I guess a lot of those things are just nitpicks at the end of the day, but it is a definite shame seeing that
Still
all of our
flaws,
figures
though.
from the previous games no longer hold any value here, much like we saw with Trap Team.
Really
Still,
dissing Trap
though,
Team in this video,
like I've
Square
said
Jack,
in the past,
but
I am prepared to
I get it.
ignore the unfortunate business tactics as long as the game still offers value for the price of entry and is actually fun to play through. And it is! What can I say?
Hi everyone, I'm Whitney,
Shut
and
the
this
fuck up.
is
There are so many twists and turns through both the gameplay and the narrative.
Okay,
here,
and
and
more so
yet
the narrative.
We only have one goal.
I'm kidding.
the entire
I'm sorry, I'm really harsh on
trying
Superchargers,
to
but it's just
figure
my
out a way
opinion.
to destroy the Sky Eater and the darkness of Skylands. We eventually get to prison break the spirit of Master Eon, which is fun.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Stuck in that tritanium, no, traptanium.
Greetings, Portal Master.
thank you for releasing me.
Oh my god.
Master Eon doesn't have any idea how to defeat
Use that
the bad
freaking
guys
Spyro
either,
grip
so he
clip.
just sends us on a wild goose chase
Thank you
for
for
fun.
releasing
A lot of
me.
help you are, old man. Every new action our heroes take, though, something goes wrong, and wouldn't you know, the actions actually have consequences in this game. When the team fails, you actually feel it, and the goals you're working towards for the entire game can be pulled right out from under you. That's something the franchise always struggled with, giving our objectives
Yeah,
weight, and I feel like
that's true.
Superchargers does this expertly
I guess.
for what it is. Just
Oh,
a
that's
dumb little
no,
kid's
sorry.
game.
My-
Yo, I'm engaged, and that's got to count.
My bias of not liking Superchargers is just throughout this whole video, and I'm sorry, but it.
Something right. Even the hub area feels the brunt of consequence and changes as we play through the game. This is one of the greatest details any game can include.
I mean, Giants did the same kind of thing. I mean, kind of, because when you just, I guess, when you go through, I mean, if we're just talking about like the environment around the hub world, Giants kind of did the same thing, because the environment, you know, changed when you were going through levels. If we're talking about that.
And I'm so glad to see it back after Trap Team failed to include it. It all comes down to a final boss fight against Chaos, and while I preferred the Trap Team fight, this is still one of the better battles of the series.
Yeah, but
getting to see Chaos struggle
probably
between
his
his
favorite here.
decision to help the darkness or take control of his own destiny is actually quite interesting to witness, and develops this character
yeah.
into a character,
Whoa.
unlike nothing we've seen previously. He ultimately decides to double-cross the darkness to help us win. Then, as we watch the credits
Wolf is
roll,
eye.
we can see the Sky Eater
You
get
beat
sucked
the
into a black
darkness.
hole.
You said it.
Holy shit!
You didn't really think this was over, did you? You can't defeat me.
Ultimate plot twist.
Skylanders
Top 10
is
anime
loose,
plot
and
twist.
The universe is mine.
Holy crap.
All shall fear and obey me.
Superchargers!
Okay, that's bloody cool. It's not over yet. They faked us out. Is this the darkness or King K rule? The vehicle finale does drag on a bit much,
Yeah,
but
it does.
I can't deny that it's an ending that stands out from all of the others we've seen from...
Okay, the plot twist is really cool, but the boss fight itself, it just ain't it, Chief. Like...
Skylanders. So, good job.
Just dodging
Now,
things
with
and
the
doing all that,
world
I
saved
mean...
and chaos hanging out in the Academy
just drags
Tower,
on.
what else is there left to do? We've had challenge levels, combat arenas, time trials, tower defense. So, I guess it's time for a full-on kart racing mode. That's right.
Get it.
We get a pair of tracks for each vehicle type, so let's jump in. I must say, it's very strange finally playing this after Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel.
Yeah, I mean both.
But, wow,
Activision
this
games.
is an incredibly fun addition. Everything is fast-paced and genuinely challenging on the highest difficulty. The balance between using your energy to boost down the track or attack enemies adds some strategy, and the item pickups are really fun too. Air races have an awesome flow to them.
I can't
with
say anything
much
because I've
more
not played
interesting
Superchargers
layouts,
Racing
good vertical climbs,
much at all.
but I must say, I am shocked by how much I love the water races.
Okay.
These are so fucking good. On surface level, things are much the same.
I really
but
like the
what
environments
makes
for the
this
tracks,
vehicle
though. They
so
look
great
really
is the
good.
ability to dive down under obstacles or into hidden shortcuts, or hopping back out into the air. Its movement is so versatile and fluid to play that I'd actually love to see a full racing game in this style. That's how damn good this is. And for the courses themselves, they all have tremendously well-executed layouts and themes ripped from locations across the entire franchise.
Oh yeah, I really like
You
this.
can even race
Tower.
online,
And when
too.
it goes from
I
time,
can't say that the gameplay
time
is that
town or
involved to
time
have any
town,
longevity,
town
but
time,
it
no
really
time town
completes this game.
to Future
What a
Skylanders.
shame
That's really
it's
good.
so
That's actually
limited
really
with
good.
only 6 courses all up. So, let's fix that by breaking out some racing action packs that contained a new figure and supercharged kart combo,
Cool.
but also a racing trophy. Place these on the portal to unlock 2 additional courses for that vehicle type, as well as boss races and
shit,
the
Pepperjack.
ability to play as those characters once you defeat them. I love it, but I'll have to admit, these additions get tiring quickly, as you need to win on the track in a regular race first, then you need to play it again to fight the boss, which is just 3 laps of gunning them down. It's exhausting. Then
Yeah,
once you
I'm already
unlock
getting
them,
tired.
it's
That's
neat
how
for
exhausting
sure,
it is.
But these characters are quite overpowered, and by the time you get them, you've run out of new content to play.
Oh.
Still though, that doesn't stop the fact that this
Bummer.
racing mode is a lot of fun and just fits perfectly. Eat your heart out, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. This
Hey,
is
yo,
how
I've
you
not
do
played
a
that.
kart racing mode.
But I know of
we're still
Taz.
not done yet. We all remember the Chaos Trap from Trap Team that allowed us to play as the series
Oh,
villain,
yeah, that thing.
and how it was a disgusting waste.
Ugh.
Well, allow me to introduce you to the Chaos
Is it
Cup.
any better?
This allows
I mean,
you
I
to
have
play
it.
as Chaos in the racing mode. But you don't need to unlock him, and you don't even get an additional Chaos-themed racetrack to play.
What?
For fuck's sake. How can you fools fuck this up 2 games in a row
Why?
now?
I'm kidding. What a yell!
Despite my few hang-ups with the racing mode, its inclusion helps to rocket Superchargers to the top of the Skylanders food chain, as if it wasn't already an incredibly sound experience. The balance of gameplay across the wide variety of styles is so well done, accompanied with a logical, engaging story and stunning presentation as always, which is the reason why this game is worthy of a 7 out of 10. The lack of value on older figures does hold it back for sure, but it's still one of the most accessible Toys to Life games ever released,
That's
which
true.
is far more important to
That's
its
true.
success. I honestly
Not wrong,
don't
man.
know what else I can say about this one. It's just such a great game that constantly evolves as you play through, which is what makes this my favourite game of the entire franchise.
Hey, yo.
So, you know what that means. You've got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I mean,
Till
it's
next time,
man, I don't know how
hope
I'm
you
gonna feel
enjoyed the
about
video.
Imaginators.
If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. I'm Square Eye Jack, and I hope you have a great fucking day.
You too, Squared Eye Jack. I know we both have very different opinions about Superchargers. I respect your opinion, and I respect every other opinion. Like people liking Superchargers. I mean, I respect it. You know, even though I cannot fully agree. You know, Squared Eye Jack did bring up some really good points. The accessibility. You know, the pretty good story. Graphics, you know, you gotta admit, bomb. And yeah, I mean, he brought up some decent points, but man, I still can't get past the racing. It's just not my thing at all. It's probably maybe just an opinion. Like it's not. I don't know how to feel about it. But yeah, hope you guys liked the reaction, and yeah, see you guys. Peace.
The way he hates bullets always portrays. When you see his clips, you always replay. Hero's team is always.